What if I told you that your singing talent can earn you $10,000? And what if I told you that you can stop singing in the shower and sing live on one of the biggest stages in Belize?
Let's go! I'm gonna love you forever.
Still not sold? Well, what if I told you with all that's offered, you can attract fans and supporters from all over the country? So, are you ready to be part of the most exciting singing competition in Belize? It's time for KTV The Remix Season 6. Auditions will take place on Saturday, June 1st and Sunday, June 2nd. So mark your calendars and come show us how good you are. This is your chance to make it big and win big. KTV The Remix Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
Every day, we access energy for cooling, lighting, and powering our electrical appliances and devices at work and at home. During cooler months, we rely less on cooling appliances such as fans and air conditioners. However, during warmer months, as the temperature and humidity rises, we use more energy to cool our spaces, and our appliances and electrical devices work harder than they do during the rest of the year. When the months become hotter, let's all practice energy conservation. Here are a few changes that you can make to manage your energy use. Check that all appliances and electrical devices are working efficiently. Turn lights off when not in the room. Unplug chargers, appliances when not in use. Turn off fans and TVs. Use energy-saving light bulbs such as LEDs. And look for the Energy Star products when purchasing appliances and electrical devices. These easy changes can reduce energy use and costs. You can also monitor your energy use during the month by reading your meter and calculating the reading using BEL's bill calculator on our mobile app or by visiting our website. Let's all save energy.
I'm David Humes, this is Vanessa Humes. We own Littlefield Cool Spot. Belize Bank save us a lot of time. Working with them, we can keep track exactly what we spend. We recommend Belize Bank 100% because we don't have to go to stand up in line, and we can check on our account right from our house. Working with Belize Bank is the best.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at the V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
Summer is almost here and
we're gearing up for the exciting time of the year where kids from all over the country come together and showcase their talent on one stage. So open your eyes stage. Yes, that's right. Summerfest is back. Every talent is allowed to be part of this year's Summerfest. Join us on June 1st at Channel 5 to audition for this year's show. Call our WhatsApp 670-6068 and I'll see you on stage.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez, Brittany Gordon. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
Welcome back. We are having our first discussion this morning, and as we mentioned, we're sitting down this morning for the first time with the newly elected BNTU president, Nadia Kaliz. Now, she won by quite a few votes, really, as I understand, during the presidential elections. Nadia Kaliz came out on top with 445 versus 137 against, of course, her opponent, Ifashina Efunemi. Ms. Kaliz, first of all, thank you so much for joining us all the way from Dangriga.
Yes.
And
beautiful Dangriga.
Of course, welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Now, since we mentioned that this is the first time we're sitting down here with you, perhaps we can get a bit of an introduction to who you are as a career person, of course.
Thank you for narrowing it down.
Yeah, we don't need to know all about where you live and whatnot.
Yeah. As she said earlier, my name is Nadia Martin Collis. I like to say I'm Nadia Bernadette Martin Collis. One of these days I'll give you the history behind my entire name.
Okay.
But I am the first vice principal at St. Gregory Medical College. I'm responsible for staff, curriculum development, programs, outreach and networking. So my desk is huge. But that is a preparation for where I'm at right now. Outside of me being an educator, I'm a youth activist. I love working with young people. I love to say that I'm a cultural ambassador because I love talking about the Garifuna culture. I love teaching dance, all the intricacies of it, like the traditional aspect. I'm very good at drumming. I don't drum, but I can definitely train a drummer. Imagine. I cannot explain how I have
I was going to say, how does that work?
Because when I'm listening to the beats, I know exactly what is wrong. And I know what they need to do to correct it. And, I can give them the right instructions. And I like to tell the young men that I'm working with, I don't beat, but you need to listen to me. And if there's a song that they're not giving me, I make it with my mouth. And then they get that. And so when I'm a distance away, I can tell you if that is a drummer that I work with. Because when you beat, there should be a story. So the emotions of the song should come out. And so that's something that I love. I prepared a number of teams for the high school battle of the drums as well as the adult ones. So that's me. As an individual, I love reading. It's my passion. Dramatization, another area that is my passion. Those are two things. I like to tell people I don't like to enter a debate because you're not going to win. So I prefer to just smile at times and give you the upper hand. That is key. Another thing about me that people don't know is that I love my alone time. And it's difficult for me to get alone time, but I love my alone time because it gives me time to do introspection, look at who I am, where I'm going, what I'm trying to achieve, and all of that. But every time I try to take alone time, that phone would ring. And I always believe that if somebody's in need of some assistance, and I am their only lifeline, then if I don't answer, I cannot give that assistance.
Yeah.
And that's one of the struggles I'm having right now, finding that alone time. Now working my desk, I'm doing the part of the BNTU right now because I'm not 100% involved with the BNTU, but the areas that I'm in charge of right now, it is still very demanding.
Yeah.
That is key. And making appearances like these is key because members are saying, we have not been hearing from you, we have not been hearing from you. So it's important for them to hear from me because they had that faith in me to elect me as their president.
How long have you been a teacher and what got you into this career?
I started teaching from in 1993. The truth is, I did not want to be a teacher. I wanted to be a lawyer. But my parents could not afford it. I'm a single mom, 7 of us. And I'm the 6th of the 7th. And she couldn't afford it. And so Mr. Charles Mariano, I always remember Mr. Charles Mariano. He said to me one day, there is this summer job that I want you to take. I said, I don't want to do the teaching. He said, try it out. And I think that was the best thing, like a little apprentice. And I found out that I had love for it. And then there was this job that opened up at Holy Angels because I started teaching there. And he pushed me and encouraged me, and then I entered the teaching profession. I fell in love with it. But one of the things that you find in education when you are new, if you don't find the right mentors, you tend to not do an excellent job and you step back and you choose another path. But I found some very good people who nurtured me, who guided me, who assisted me in everything that I needed. And so when the principal, who was on long leave at that time, came and she saw me, she said, you have something I haven't seen in a long time in teachers. Go to the Belize Teachers Training College. And she got me the application, we filled it out and everything. And then I started by 1994, I was already enrolled in the Belize Teachers Training College.
Wow.
So I have that background.
At what point were you introduced to the Belize National Teachers Union and recognized the level of impact that this union had?
In 1994.
Okay.
Because while I shared with you the good parts just now, I did have a couple co-workers who, in my view, saw only the negative.
Okay.
And then management plays a key role in where you go as an educator too. And if you're working with a management who is progressive and is looking for the positive, then you will exceed, you'll excel. If you're working with a management that tends to gravitate towards negative energy, you will find that you will fall victim. I fell victim to a number of things. I'm very outspoken. And so when I would express my dissatisfaction about certain things and then connecting it to the rules because I was learning it, they would get upset because now you're opening the eyes of others. So let me tell you this, in my first 5 years, I was transferred 3 times.
Wow. And you believe it's because of your outspokenness?
Because of my outspokenness. I was branded as being a trouble teacher. But I didn't do anything wrong. If we need to fundraise, I was right there doing my job. Handed in my lesson plan on time, staying extra to work with the kids. Everything that I needed to do as a teacher and more I did. But when there were certain things I did not agree with because it was against the rules, and I would bring it to their attention, they didn't like that. Because there are certain managers and school administrators who just want to do what they want to do. But this profession is guided by a set of rules. So even me as an admin, I work according to that. There are times I have to flex because there's no one-size-fits-all situation. And flexibility is good and it can be dangerous. Because when you start flexing, you have to ensure that you explain to the masses the justification behind that. Because then they will think that they can do the same thing. But the situation is slightly different. So the 5 years, that 5 years in my life, crucial. The reason why I am well known and loved in the BNTU world in the Stangrek district, but those same 5 years that were supposed to break me, made me. I came out in the valley. I know so many parents. I've taught so many children. I spent 2 years in the valley, and the valley was a close-knit community. So all the way, I would say from my 28 coming down, there is always a person that I know that I taught, or a parent or somebody, that when I would meet that child at ecumenical now, and I would say when I was a teacher in the classroom, what's your name? Are you related to this person? Oh, that's my mom, or that's my aunt. I said, tell them Nada Martin said hi, because they will know me Martin at that time. Tell them, and that person would catch the bus one day and come and look for me because of the type of teacher that I was to that individual. Wow. So support is something when I'm working on any activity, I get that because of the networking and the relationship I form.
I could see how the transfers were meant to break you, but they actually expanded your territory and increased your influence.
Yes, it did.
That's quite interesting. Now, we've seen you in action with the BNTU over the years, especially when it came to issues concerning the South and with teachers. You've been vocal, not only in the background, but we've actually captured you on camera several times, being very outspoken and perhaps to the dismay of our political leaders. But apart from that, what made this the right time to put your name on that ballot for president?
Actually, I had no intention of running for BNTU presidency.
Really?
None. When I exited, for me, I had done my part. I just wanted to be a gatekeeper. So if I would see anything going the wrong way, I would come out and say something, and I would step right back. But there are people that I served with over the years, and they know me well. And they reached out to me. Not only that, the Stanquick membership, they were all up in my inbox, texting, you need to come back, you need to come back, you need to come back. And then that became like a countrywide, I would say, not a request anymore, but a demand. Because I would wake up to these things, the text messages, or somebody I don't even know out of the blue. And then I said to my husband one day, I said, the pressure is on. He said, for what? I said, for me to go and offer myself as president. He says, that's not something for us to discuss because you know how I feel about it. He has always encouraged me. And when Sister Cora Lord from Belize City, the president of Belize City, she said, we serve together too. She said, Nadia, it is now your time. I said, my time for what? She said, your time to take over. I said, you're talking nonsense, man. The union can survive everything. He says, no. And then she reminded me of the fact that I'm a leader with foresight. I always see things, and most of what is happening now, she pointed out, you had predicted these things. You made certain moves through resolution to capture these things, to deal with these things, and we failed to take heed. It is your time now.
So with the foresight that you mentioned that you have, being now in this position of a national president, what's the vision that you have for the union?
Okay, my current vision for the Belize National Teachers Union is for us to be more than a union that demands higher wages for workers. We need to go back to when I enter. While that will never, let me say this, that will always be a part of the BNTU. But our teachers need to understand that they are professionals. And as professionals, you signed on to a specific job with a set of duties that you have to carry out. What we have right now, and this is where the misconception comes in, that some of our members think that you can do whatever and the union will step up and defend you. That is a false
That's true.
Narrative.
Yeah.
Narrative.
I think it's about unions in general, though.
It's false.
Yeah.
We are supposed to defend those who are doing their job and are taken advantage of. If you're not doing your job and you're being taken advantage of, and we go in and we pay attention to your case when we realize that you have the potential but nobody guided you, we will come in and we will defend you. We will help you to build and become a better person. But we're not going to tolerate any teacher who sits there, do nothing, and expect us to defend them because they're paying $20 to the BNTU. I want that to be known today nationally. That's not it.
That's quite interesting.
That's not it.
Are there any issues that you, over your last couple of months, that you've been addressing and dealing with just entering office and having to cross your T's and dot your I's?
One of the key things I've been looking at is how we're structured. How we're structured is not beneficial to the membership. And having that management background and now administrative background, we need to restructure ourselves as in how the office operates, that's one. And even how let me say, how the top command, which will be me as the president and the different national officers, get information out to the general membership, and how we meet the need of the membership. What I'm doing now is that I'm addressing all of those together. Meeting the need of the membership had to do with meeting with the Ministry of Education to address CPDs, because that's a hot button issue right now with licensing. Meeting the need of the membership also means making appearances like these, letting them know that the body that they depend on is alive and kicking. I don't really like to use that, but that's what I'm going to say today. We're alive and kicking. We're here for you, but we're here for you with the stipulation, like I said. You have to be doing your job, and they're taking advantage of you. But if you have potential and that proper guidance, we're going to be there for you. But those who don't want to do their job, that's not what we're here for.
Where do you,
sorry.
Sorry, I apologize as well. Where do you stand on the issue of CPEs?
Okay, as a union and as a person, well, my view and the union's view is similar. When it comes to CPDs, continuous professional development is something that we need in education. Because education, like I said, is progressive. We find new narrative, things keep changing, and so we have to keep up with the times. So we understand the justification for CPD.
Right.
Now, our issue though is this. The amount of hours, credit hours awarded to the courses and the things that the teachers have to do, some of them, for us, they're not in alignment. When you look at some that is receiving 30 CPD hours and the work involved in that versus the one getting 15 and the work involved in that and the one for 8, there needs to be a formula. It doesn't match. There needs to be a formula. And we want a formula that we understand. Which formula the ministry is using, we don't know. So that's a discussion we'll be having with them the next time we meet. And I want to tell you this. I had to establish, re-establish some of the relationships that died over the years. One is meeting with the ministry every 3 months, every quarterly, and then meeting with the Prime Minister every 6 months. We have already agreed that every 3 months we'll be meeting, and every 6 months we'll be meeting, because we have to be able to dialogue. We can only work as partners if there's open and honest communication. And I want to emphasize on that. Open and honest communication.
Your predecessors, well, like you probably had like two. Recently, it was Sister Lena Smith, and then the name evades me at this point. But they've had issues with dealing with these requests for regular meetings. This 3 months and the 6 months, there's always either excuses or there sometimes are genuine it's issues that come up, whether they're traveling, etc., or this or that, with availability. There tends to be issues with that. Do you foresee yourself facing that sort of thing, and how would you deal with it?
I'm fully aware of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But if we have pledged, and some will believe that I'm being naive, but I'm not.
So one way to describe
because
it.
I believe in giving people the opportunity to fail me. Even though I can see the signs, I want you to commit the attack. I want you to show me that, hey, this is going to be your trend. In the past you did it, you've started it with us. I want to see that for myself. And it's important that I see that for myself, because we're rebranding. And if we're rebranding, then it means that you're not really going to judge them on their past behavior unless it begins to happen in your presence. Now, let me put it this way. I don't think the ministry will do that to us. I think that they're going to keep their word, because they made a promise for us to meet every 3 months. And if we cannot meet on an exact date, we're not just going to postpone. We're going to postpone with a date. So let's postpone it now. Let's postpone it to this particular day, which means now I have expectations, and we need to ensure that we meet that.
I believe you have a date that you're currently looking forward to, which is June 5th.
That has been changed.
Okay,
the
can you
4th
give
of
some?
June now, I just discovered on Saturday that you're talking about the signing of the collective bargaining agreement. That has been changed from June 5th to June 4th.
Let's talk about what you guys will be expecting from that signing.
Okay, from that signing, first let me tell you, because there's an issue. I don't really want to call it it's an issue, but we have an issue with a portion of it, because first government, the Ministry of Ed gave us their counter to Proposal 22, and we share that with our membership. But there's an area surrounding the TVET and the VOTEC teachers that we need to tighten with them, along with another area that I really want to mention publicly. So we have requested a meeting, and we requested that meeting. We gave them 3 dates, yesterday, today, or tomorrow. We're fully aware that they've been out of the country. That's why you saw me giving you the facial expression earlier. We're fully aware that they have been out of the country, but they're now back in. They have not responded to say which date. So I am hoping that it will be tomorrow.
Could this create a possible delay?
We have to iron out that
signing?
kink. We have to iron out that kink.
No.
We must.
I
That's
know-
why we wrote, because we're acting in good faith.
I know the CBA has been outstanding for
We want to close
almost a decade.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
2008.
2008.
We want to close it.
Yeah.
We want to close it. It's important that we close it, but we cannot close it with that hole. Even if it means that we discuss or we agree that we will iron this afterwards, but we need to have that agreement. We don't want any kind of assumption around this. This has anything that has implication to the salary and the tenure of our members. I take that seriously.
But there's a sense of hope now.
Yes, there's a sense of hope. We want
How
to
does
close it.
that feel for you? Do
We
you
feel
view
good.
it?
We feel good that we're about to close it because we want to start negotiations with the new CBA. And we have like a 30-day period to notify government that we're going to engage in a new CBA.
Okay, so the
Because we have-
process starts again.
And we are ready.
Well, Ms. Calais, we don't have much more time left, but I do want to extend this opportunity to you to speak to our viewers and let them know what they can expect under your leadership.
Sure. Just before I get there, I just want to say this to
Go
my
ahead.
brothers and sisters in the South, our union members in the South, our union members in the West. I know that you're battling right now, they're battling with the forest fires.
Right.
Classes have been closed, they have lost a lot, some of them, and we'll be starting an appeal to give them some relief. So look forward to hearing that. Underneath my leadership, we're doing what we call the 365 visibility. BNTU has to be out there on different platforms addressing different things, not just fighting for salary. So you will definitely get to see that, not only from me, because the BNTU is not near the college. While I am the face of the BNTU, we're talking about over 3,000 members. We're talking about over 100 executives. And so you will see them in the communities. What you will also see is a BNTU that will hold our political directorate accountable when we need to, that will also hold its membership accountable when we need to, that will also hold the community accountable when we need to, because like I said, many people depend on BNTU to fight their causes, but they too have to join that fight whenever we get to that point, if we have to get to that point, because our focus is ensuring that we improve the working condition of our workers, our membership. That is key. And I don't want to negate from that at all. That has to be in the forefront, because there are a lot of changes that needs to be done when it comes to education. But we're here as a partner. We're not here to be anybody's arch nemesis, but we got to do what we got to do. When we got to do it, we will do it.
Yeah.
Ms.
All right.
Ms. Calais, I have to say I appreciate your passion and how versed you are on the issues at hand within the union as well as these national issues. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'm hoping that I could get another opportunity.
Yes.
Because
We understand
I'm
this
sorry
morning.
about the
we had you
the
scheduled
issues,
for
man.
earlier and
Guys,
with
I have to
travels and
apologize.
everything.
My members, I know you have been looking out for me from 7,
Yeah.
but I had some vehicle challenges, and
Yeah.
but I'm happy that I got an opportunity to see you.
Definitely.
And we'll talk again.
You'll be
They
back.
forgive you.
Yes.
All right, we got to take a quick break, and when we come back, the conversation switches into the National MSME Roadshow. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Ministry of Blue Economy and Disaster Risk Management, in partnership with the National Adaptation Plan Global Network Secretariat, will be hosting the second Blue Economy Climate Resilience Forum and Fair on June 6th and 7th. This year's theme is linking science and livelihoods towards climate resilience for the coastal zone and fisheries sector of Belize. Come and take part in presentations relating to climate change and national adaptation and mitigation initiatives, the use of scientific knowledge to enhance resilience, and how men and women in our community can positively impact our coastal zone and fisheries sector. On day 1, June 6th, The Blue Economy Forum will provide a platform for NGOs, academia, and private citizens to present their plans, projects, and national initiatives at the Belize Biltmore Plaza from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. On day 2, June 7th, the Blue Economy Fair takes place at the Fisheries Compound on Princess Margaret Drive, where stakeholders such as NGOs, fisherfolk organizations, and MSMEs will showcase their booths. There will also be lots of raffle giveaways. Everyone is invited to the second Blue Economy Climate Resilience Forum and Fair on June 6th and 7th.
What if I told you that your singing talent can earn you $10,000? And what if I told you that you can stop singing in the shower and sing live on one of the biggest stages in Belize?
Let's go! I'm gonna love you forever.
Still not sold? Well, what if I told you with all that's offered, you can attract fans and supporters from all over the country? So, are you ready to be part of the most exciting singing competition in Belize? It's time for KTV The Remix Season 6. Auditions will take place on Saturday, June 1st and Sunday, June 2nd. So mark your calendars and come show us how good you are. This is your chance to make it big and win big. KTV The Remix Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
With the steady increase in prices, it's hard to hold on to your hard-earned cash. Well, here at Benny's, prices are steadily falling, making it easier to stretch your dollars. Prices are slashed on roofing, plywood, nails, rebar, paints, lumber, and other products for your construction needs. And with fantastic discounts going on right now, get store-wide deals on select products from now through September 30th. Visit a Benny's store near you today, where the prices just keep on falling. Benny's, quality and savings.
$13,835,700 eggs are eaten by tourists each year, fueling our thriving economy. Tourism means business.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Summer is almost here, and we're gearing up for the exciting time of the year where kids from all over the country come together and showcase their talent on one stage. The Open Your Eyes stage. Yes, that's right. Summerfest is back. Every talent is allowed to be part of this year's Summerfest. Join us on June 1st at Channel 5 to audition for this year's show. Call our WhatsApp 670-6068 and I'll see you on stage.
Welcome back to our second conversation for this morning, and it's all about the National MSME Roadshow. So going on the road, and we have joining us on set Dr. Leroy Almendaris, and he is the Executive Director over at Beltrade. Dr. Almendaris, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you both, and I like your new location. But
Yes,
it's a pleasure being here.
We're calling it OIE Escapes. So welcome to OIE Escapes.
I will remember that.
Yeah, it's a wonderful way to start your morning, right? And so, Ms. Almendaris, first of all, let's talk a bit about the idea behind this MSME Roadshow. I know you guys were on last year discussing this very same initiative, but let's get a refresher on what the idea is.
You know, you'd be surprised, it's 2 years ago.
It's 2 years ago.
Remember last year was the summit.
Last year was the
what
summit.
we do is every 2 years, it's one of them. So 2022 was the first version of the Roadshow. What we had been doing initially was to visit the MSMEs across the country, entrepreneurs. Because, you know, in some cases, they have certain challenges, and it's hard for them to come to us. And so we have been trying to go to them, working through the municipalities. But in 2022, I must say the idea came from the Prime Minister himself when he said he wanted this National MSME Roadshow. And knowing some of the challenges that we had, but we started the planning process. And it was quite a success. As a matter of fact, in 2022, we visited 10 different locations. And from those locations, you know, many entrepreneurs, as you may know, they don't see themselves as a business. And so the first day, it was a 3-day thing, and it's still a 3-day thing. In some cases, it's 2 days. Why am I a business? What kind of model should I be engaged in? How do I price my products? And so we call that first day what is called a boot camp. In other words, you sit there for a number of hours, and you're in just constant training and things like that. And then on the second day, one of the challenges that they had is formalization. To access a lot of the benefits, it's good for us to know where you are. And I have to keep repeating this because too often they believe that if we tell you, come and register, it's because I need to tax you, or I want to tax you, or I see how long you haven't been paying taxes. And it's really not the truth. The number of initiatives that are now in place where you can get exemptions if you want to do business, if you want to expand and you need to import. But it's good for you to have that TIN number, which means you have to be registered. And remember, with taxes, with respect to GST, if you don't meet that threshold, you don't pay. The business tax is 1.75%. And so on the second day, we brought all the tax people, the social security, the commercial banks, if you wanted to get a loan, for example, what's the process? And on the third day, we had what is called an expo, a pop-up shop.
Yes.
And you hear about pop-ups a lot these days, and so in each location, businesses could actually come out, bring your products. And we collected data because we also get, you know, help to register individuals. And what we found out is that most of those who came out were women. And it contradicts certain things because women have a harder time getting a loan, right? They say they are non-bankable in some cases. Not only that, if you weren't measuring or looking at these, you would have thought, but most of the people who do business are men, and that's not really true. So over 53% of them were women. And when we gathered that data, and we found out how receptive those businesses were, we said, you know, at some point in time, this is something we need to do again. But the following year was the summit. And so some of those things, the information collected fed into the summit, which we had in San Pedro last year. So this is the second version, but this time we're going to 12 locations, not 10, but 12. And so the team is now in planning. It launches on June the 13th in Orange Walk. And then from Orange Walk, we go to Punta Gorda, come back to Corozal. We have now included Hopkins. We included Benke. So we're really blanketing the country. And what we want to do, and we're working through the municipalities because we don't have offices all over the country, and so working through the municipalities help us to at least inform. And thanks for the invitation because this also helps us to inform those entrepreneurs, come out.
Yeah.
I wanna look really quickly at the objective of the MSME Roadshow and of course the summit, as you mentioned, which is interchangeable from the bell trade, and how these two particular products support the broader vision of bell trade and what they seek to achieve.
And I need to specify that, you know, really we're an executing arm, you know, even though bell trade might take the leadership, it's really a government initiative. But let me say this, when you look at statistics, over 70% of employment comes from this sector, the micro, small and medium enterprises. The second thing is we're looking at MSMEs now from three spheres. It's like breaking the economy into blue, green and orange.
Yes, we have that conversation, yes.
So therefore, you can have orange entrepreneurs, the creative industry, anything that utilizes the intellectual property of the individual and your own creativity is a means to an end when it comes to earning. The green economy. We speak a lot about conforming to some of these green measures, the fact that we don't want to rely on fossil fuels and we look at our environment, we're signing up the blue bond and all of those things. And then of course the blue entrepreneurs. We have a blue economy ministry. Anything that whole ecosystem that exists, you know, below the water. So the whole purpose of this really is to focus on this sector and to make sure that the enabling environment is created, but that we can go to you, provide advice, provide training, and try to establish relationships that will get them easier access to affordable financing, and I have to throw in affordable in there. But I must also say this, that last year when the new Fiscal Incentive Act was amended in 2023, later on in the year, the definition of MSME expanded. So what was considered, you know, we used to think only the mom and pop. No, that's micro. If I just give you a broad definition, it's less than 200,000 up to 30 million. So those who might have been considered large in the past, some of them are not factored in here. But I must say to both of you, we don't forget the less than. What I refer to as the micro. We don't forget you. As a matter of fact, the Act speaks specifically to MSMEs and how they can access certain benefits if they would want to import, right? This morning we were also to talk about the MSME Enhancement Program for a bit, and that's where a program that was established years ago, where for those who do packaging and labeling, you know, you can actually, through customs, through bell trade, import these things for your business. So the long and short of it is, if you contribute over 70%, and this is global, to employment, or close to 50%, and it could be higher now with the expanded definition to gross domestic product, it is important to make sure they don't fail.
Absolutely.
You see?
How much of your work or bell trade's work with entrepreneurs have influenced legislative amendments and changes towards creating this enabling environment that we speak about? Is it that through these road shows and through the summits you hear the concerns of these entrepreneurs, for example, when it comes to scaling their business and realizing that, hey, we need to import some stuff, or when it comes to accessing finances, that we're having issues in this area? How much of your experience and encounters with these entrepreneurs have influenced through bell trade legislative changes?
That's a pretty good question, because it should influence. See, sometimes you walk into a room and you say, okay, tell me some of the things that, some of the challenges you may have, but are we open to hearing the challenges?
Yeah. And can we do anything about it?
Yes, we are, you see. And so one of the things that we did was that in all these different, in each location, you tell us about the challenges you're facing. You're not hearing from anybody. You don't believe that anything is being done for MSMEs. We listen to that. And so the Act specifically, there's a part of it, part 4, that speaks to MSMEs only. In other words, if you're an MSME, to register now, it's much easier. If you were informal and you register now, you still have an amnesty up to October 31st. That means you don't really have to be, you know, you won't be retroactively taxed. You know, that kind of thing. If in terms of your application, the application process is much simpler as well. And so that then triggers these changes in policy, because there's an MSME policy. But also on February the 15th, we launched what was called BIBCAP. And that was looking wholesomely at the environment. the environment in which you operate. And so it doesn't matter how small you are in fact taken into consideration. So for us going now to these different locations and meeting again, we will be collecting more data because we still need to know how many MSMEs operate within this country. In our database at our Small Business Development Center, we have over 2,000 of them registered there. But we still need to know, and we still need to know those who want to move from informal to formal, so that data can be registered. We know how to help them. We know how to target orange, green, and blue, because, as again, there's an industrial policy that is being established as well. And it will make us, this month for us is National Competitiveness Month. And so we want to ensure that the competitive nature of these MSMEs is really taken into focus.
Let's look at the different locations and the dates. How can these MSMEs, these entrepreneurs take advantage of the locations and the dates, and where can they find you?
On the first, we start in Orange Walk. It's June the 13th to the 15th, and it does take into consideration, those surrounding areas, San Estevans and, all of those villages that are there. They can actually will then be able to go to Orange Walk Tongue, for example. And then we go to Punta Gorda, so that's from north to south there.
Yeah.
Then we go to Corozal, because one might ask why not Orange Walk to Corozal, but the situation here is this is also tourism season. And so it's hard to find accommodation in some of these locations,
Right.
but we don't make that challenge become opportunity.
Indeed.
So Punta Gorda, Corozal, we didn't do Benque before, we're doing Benque this time. Last year 2022, we ended in San Pedro. We're still going to San Pedro, but we want to end there. We go to Kikaka, we still do Belmopan. Hopkins is now included, which was not included before. San Ignacio is also included. Then Dangriga, Placencia, and this time we end in Belize City. So the grand finale will be in Belize City this year.
Is there a cost of participation?
In terms of participation as an entrepreneur, if you sign up in those different areas, then there's really no charge for you to participate.
And what are just a couple of the key things that I will learn, or what you would hope that these entrepreneurs will take away from these sessions?
There are two things, and I just want to say quickly, Paul, because that's also something that we did in 22, Seed Capital, but that time it was mostly for women. This time it's gender neutral. So it's for men and women. You can pitch for 2 minutes, and the committee selects you, then you are given some seed funding.
To invest into your business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you pitch, and you should know your business. So for 2 minutes, create that video, and you will be. Many times you're given a coach, and that also helps. Now, if I were sitting in there and I'm an entrepreneur, I don't know how do I study the market. That's one of the things I want to know, because I exist in a market, and many times you don't realize that you're not the only player.
Yeah, well, understand your market.
And if you're in the play, if you started as number one, and you see people start to say, but money is being made there, then the market starts to expand, the profit starts to decline because you're no longer just you. I need to know that. I need to know, listen, there is a time when I might need to pivot. I need to innovate, to change what I'm doing, to move those consumers more towards me, and then have others follow me again. I need to know how to price my product. If it costs me $5 to produce it, I can't sell it for $4.50. I'm losing 50 cents. So I need to price it in such a way that I have what is called, some kind of natural profit. And a natural profit is really what I can use to put back into the business that I have for it to continue to survive. Taste is another important thing. Preference for my product. All of these things. Am I in the right location? All of these things I need to know. And once I can get those things, it does build my competitive nature.
Branding?
Branding is important because, for example, both of you here maybe go by first name. If you talk about Paul, you say, think about Paul. Think about
Sabrina.
you. You know, that kind of thing. No, I know her name. I just wanted to say so that she would say her name herself. And so it's that kind of thing. Open Your Eyes is a brand. So when you hear Open Your Eyes, you don't think about any other station but Channel 5.
Yeah.
That's a brand. You see, you have that branding already. And remember, it's branding that really brings others to you.
Yeah.
There are those who produce a shoe, and as long as you hear Michael, You don't even ask if it's Jordan. You will buy the shoe, even though the price goes up. And that's what you must do. Establish it in such a way that anything you produce afterwards, any value that you add to your product, people will buy it.
Yeah, Miss
I like
Dr. Almendaris, I am always encouraged by the work that I see Beltrade doing when you guys are engaging entrepreneurs. I no longer view it as just an office in Belmopan, but actually as an organization and entity engaging and benefiting entrepreneurs across the country. So I want to say kudos to you and your team for your hard work and all the good you're doing for entrepreneurs and MSMEs in the country.
And if I could just quickly say this, just to follow up on you said, I sing this song, I don't sing it, I say it to the team. Without you, there's no me. We do it as a team. I might be there, I speak on their behalf, but I don't do this alone. We do this as a team.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for stopping by,
You're welcome.
and we can't wait to see who all will benefit from this roadshow. All the best.
And thank you very much for the invitation.
Our pleasure.
All right, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll be speaking to some lovely delegates set to partake in the Queen of the Bay Belize Rural Pageant. Stay with us. I'll be right back.
What if I told you that your singing talent can earn you $10,000? And what if I told you that you can stop singing in the shower and sing live on one of the biggest stages in Belize?
Let's go. I'm gonna love you forever.
Still not sold? Well, what if I told you with all that's offered, you can attract fans and supporters from all over the country? So, are you ready to be part of the most exciting singing competition in Belize? It's time for KTV The Remix, Season 6. Auditions will take place on Saturday, June 1st and Sunday, June 2nd. So mark your calendars and come show us how good you are. This is your chance to make it big and win big. KTV The Remix, Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Flowers and I work at UMAL. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time, money and gas price because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank mobile banking just make life easier.
Hi, my name is Leah Mangar and I am currently the Administrative Assistant at Yasche Conservation Trust here in beautiful Punta Gorda. I received the Social Security Board Scholarship in the year of 2021. After I was told that I was a successful recipient of this scholarship, I was very grateful. This scholarship has assisted me in various ways. Firstly, it relieved me of financial constraints. So that was the main obstacle that was keeping me back. But receiving this scholarship allowed me to gain the skills and the knowledge that I needed to attain the job that I currently have. I would just encourage you all to apply to the scholarship, and the process is very, very easy. You will find a link and it will direct you to everything that you need in order to submit your application. And once you submit it, pray and just hope for the best, because you just will never know if you can get it.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Summer is almost here, and we're gearing up for the exciting time of the year where kids from all over the country come together and showcase their talent on one stage. The Open Your Eyes stage. Yes, that's right. Summerfest is back. Every talent is allowed to be part of this year's Summerfest. Join us on June 1st at Channel 5 to audition for this year's show. Call or WhatsApp 670-6068 and I'll see you on stage.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5 Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez, Brittany Gordon. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
What if...
All right, welcome back. We're having our final conversation this morning, and as we promised, it's all about the Queen of the Bay Belize Rural Pageant, set to take place this weekend, Paul.
Wonderful, exciting stuff.
And of course, we can't talk about the pageant without having the lovely delegates here with us and the reigning queen, Miss Belize Rural. Ladies, first off, you all look so stunning. I love the colors, I love the smiles, beautiful. I imagine all of this has been a build up to this weekend, yes? But before we even get into a bit of the introduction, I want to speak first to Kendall Morgan, and she is the reigning Queen of the Bay Belize Rural Queen. Kendall, good morning.
Good morning.
Talk to us a little bit about what this pageant means, because if I understand correctly, this pageant is the lead up to the National Queen of the Bay pageant, correct? Which you are also the queen for.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
So for me, this pageant is more than just an open door, but it has given me a lot of opportunities, and not only that, but you can be an inspiration to many children in your community, and not only your community, but the other communities you represent. And for that, you have people who support you. The entire community will support you, whether you're from Hattieville or Sand Hill or Borough Boom. All the communities along the Northern Highway and the Western Highway will support you. So this title is more than just an open door or more than just a small journey, but it is a, how do I say it, I'll say a pinpoint, you know, that's just a base of where you are going to start, and you're going to lead to something and open a bigger door for yourself.
And I mean, you've had quite an experience, as I mentioned, being crowned Miss Belize Rural,
Yes.
and then transitioning into the National Queen of the Bay pageant and winning that too. You stole a lot of our hearts, Kendall, so we have to say congratulations to you, the reign that you had. We felt your presence, and I'm excited to see what happens beyond that. But we do have a pageant, and someone has to take that crown, girl.
Yes.
So I'll ask the ladies to introduce themselves. I can call their names, but I'd like for them to give their own introduction. Let's begin with you.
Good morning, Belize. My name is Diane Janileng, representing Western Paradise Village.
Good morning, Belize. My name is Jalissa Zuniga, and I am representing the village of Ladyville.
Good morning, Belize. My name is Jazara Broster, and I'm representing Barrelboom Village.
Good morning, Belize. My name is Aisha Moreira, and I am representing the entire Belize River Valley.
All right. Well, she said no, dummy. Whole River Valley. Lovely. Ladies, thank you so much for introducing yourselves. I think one of the obvious questions that people normally ask whenever we're talking pageants is, what prompted the interest in the first place? Some of you might be pageant girlies, and some of you, like Kendall, might have come from a background of athletics, you know? So I'm always intrigued to know why you decided to take on this journey. And that, I will call it a journey because it looks like it's been quite an experience based on what I've been observing on social media. But let's begin with you, Diane. Why pageant?
Well, what prompted me to be a part of the Miss Belize Rural pageant was the encouragement of those who believed in me and who have seen how much I have been advocating for youth empowerment through entrepreneurship. I love pageantry, but I was never the kind to see myself on the stage, just knowing how rigorous it can be. But I also saw the brighter side of pageantry, how much impact it has on your personal and professional development. And so I decided to give it a shot, take part in the Miss Belize Rural pageant to see how I can bring my advocacy from being on social media to being in the community and having direct impact on the lives of not only youths, but the entire communities at large.
Yeah. And yourself?
Well, for me, pageantry is something that I've heard people tell me so much times growing up, like, oh, you'll be Miss Belize, you'll be this, you'll be that. I take it as a joke. Never have I ever imagined that I'd be here. I mean, I didn't even know, sorry Kendall, I didn't even know that Kendall was our Queen of the Bay. I don't keep up with pageantry.
Well, you didn't know until now?
Yes, until I actually am like, oh, that's our queen. That's our queen. I didn't know. So this is all, you know, something very new to me, but I can gladly say that it has made me grow as a person. I mean, I saw parts of my rural community that I never saw before. I got to see natural stuff. I got to see so many people and just my community and my country in a different perspective. So that's what I love about pageantry, and I'm so glad that I'm here. Even if sometimes it's a bit overwhelming, but I'm happy that I'm here.
It's an experience, I think, and I think particularly the Queen of the Bay pageant is one, fair to say, different from all the other pageants that we have. It's rooted in a bit of colonial history, so the way that the pageant is even presented is different from the others. I mean, if you think about this painstaking curtsy that has been around for decades. But it is something that we all look forward to as much as it is brutal. Jazara, let's get your interest. Why did you decide to be a part of this pageant?
Well, pageantry has, much like Jalissa, has never been something I've been into. My grandmother would always take me to Queen of the Bay, and I would never pay attention. I would just be running around, playing with the other kids. But when the opportunity arose, I took it to do it for my grandmother. But not only that, but when I heard about the opportunity, I researched more and I saw that it has a huge impact on your community. And I would love to leave a lasting impact before, you know, I die, or, you know, leave something for my community. And I've always been very passionate about giving a voice to children. I've seen so many children being silenced, and I see the effects it has on them. So knowing that this has this opportunity, I can really make a difference in my community and in this beautiful country, Belize. I decided, you know what, let's not do it for myself, but for all those young children who are suffering in silence.
Let's get you, Aisha.
Hi, just kind of nervous. But so like two of the other delegates and Queen Kendall herself, I have never been the type of person to pay much attention to pageantry or pageants on a whole. I've been, well, growing up, I've been more of the tomboyish type. So this came as a shock to almost my entire family and my friends. So what I would say prompted me to join this pageant was actually Queen Kendall herself, because of seeing that she doesn't have history in pageantry, and now this was some of her first experience coming to see how she's won and how far she has come and grown as a person. You know, that inspired me in saying that not just because I didn't grow up with a history of pageant or the history of doing more girly things, you know, that I wouldn't be able to do something like this. I decided to do this to sort of inspire children and other people, grown people, to step outside of their comfort zone and to try something new, as in saying that, you know, I've just recently turned 20, starting a new chapter of my life. I wanted to try new things, to try to become a different person, try to find myself more. And I also wanted to join this pageant in seeing, after I did my research, I found that, as mentioned, it's not like the other pageants. You know, it's more modest, it's more indulged with history of the country itself. So that's just something that I wanted to learn more about myself, and I don't see a better way to learn than to actually be in the pageant itself.
What I appreciate is that each one of you, your representation goes beyond beauty. There's always this idea that pageantry is all about beauty and how good you could smile and how well structured your nose and your jawbone and all of that is. But you all have a representation beyond the beauty, and each one of you, just from hearing you, you're thinking about your community, you're thinking about impact and lasting impact, you're thinking about influencing those in front of you as well as those behind you. And that's a good thing. Let's talk a bit about what the learning experience has been like, especially for those who haven't really had an interest in pageantry. What has the learning experience been like? What is something that you've learned through this experience that you will take with you beyond this weekend, even if, say, you're not selected to represent Belize Rural? Actually, stop there. Let's start from that side.
So, throughout this journey, I've learned a lot. And I think that we can all agree that we have all come a long way since meeting for the first time, and all of us. Then we've learned a lot in small things like our posture, you know, how we talk, how we walk. I think I've learned and grown as a person in the way that I carry myself, in the way that I speak, in the way that I just, you know, live day to day, in saying that I know now that there is a spotlight on myself and all the other delegates, so we have to really pay attention to the things that we are doing, saying, and putting out there on things such as social media. So these are just some of the small things that I've learned along the way, that even the smallest thing that you say can have the biggest impact on somebody.
That's good. That'll get you a long way. So?
Well, for me, I do agree with Aisha. You learn that everything you do has an impact on others. I feel like in today's society, we forget that when we post, there's someone on the other side of that screen seeing it, and it can affect them in ways that you don't even know. So before you post, you must think about the other person and how you would feel, have empathy.
Yes, I love that.
With me, honestly, right now in this journey, thanks to my committee, I feel like a tourist in my own country.
Nice.
Like, they take us to the most beautiful places, and that's what I love about it. Like, I have to boast about my committee. Like, I just feel like a tourist. I love it. And the way how I've grown is like, to be honest, I've always been a very confident person, but being in this pageant just boosted like through the roof. I mean, I got to learn they taught me more about myself more than I myself even knew, like how to carry myself, how do we sit, how do we speak to certain people, how do we approach certain people, how to voice yourself, how to be more confident when you're speaking and everything. So that's it with me.
Tiani?
What I have taken away from this experience is There are several things. Firstly, I have been on this personal transformation journey for a year, and this pageant is like the pinnacle of completing that 1 year transformation. And so stepping completely out of my comfort zone to channel a new avenue for my advocacy really let me see myself in a whole new light. I got to work on my mental health. I think one of the biggest deterrents for me in pageantry was how much it can affect you internally. The mindset that you have about yourself, maybe I'm not good enough, I can't do the curtsy slow enough, I want to give up because I can't see myself doing the best. But I really got to look in the mirror and talk to myself in the way that I want to present myself. You know, I am confident, I am strong, I will do a good curtsy, I will be the queen even if I don't get the crown, I will carry myself as such after this. So it really allows, not only for myself, but for all of us here, allows us to look deeper within than what we've ever thought we've seen ourselves before.
That's such a powerful statement, Diani, and I have to commend all of you ladies for exemplifying what I think this pageant seeks to showcase. But you mentioned something really important. You spoke about advocacy that is important to you. And what we're observing, Paul, is a shift in, as you mentioned, how pageants are looked upon as just being something on the surface, beauty. Are you beautiful enough to be a queen? Now we're seeing queens, and because you ladies all are queens, caring about something and really showing the world that it's worth caring about something. So I know that each of you have your own individual advocacy and your platform that you're speaking on. Let's talk about those particular advocacies and things that you care about. Let's begin with you, Diani, since you mentioned it.
So my advocacy is empowering youths through entrepreneurship. Many may know that I'm no stranger to speaking about youth entrepreneurship, and for almost 4 years, this year will make 4 years, I've been doing my online talk show, 5 Minutes with Dee. And I said, you know what, I want to be able to do things like workshops, trainings, networking events for young people so that they can be aware of what are the things out there that I can use to leverage my business, to enhance my personal development. A part of our pageant journey, we were encouraged to do activities. I visited the Belize Rural Primary School Upper Division, and I spoke with the kids, and something that really stunned me and sparked more inspiration was I asked the kids, raise your hand if you want to be an entrepreneur, and there were no hands. So I said, raise your hand if you want to own your own business, and then you start seeing hands. And that really shows you how much we have to do, what more we have to do in order to foster that mentality within our children, within the youths. And that is what is driving me to get the crown for Miss Belize Rural pageant.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. Raise your hand if you want to be an entrepreneur. All right, we'll see. We have here. Well, let's get you, Jalissa. What is your cause?
My advocacy is empowering entrepreneurship through young men and women. And what deeply, deeply inspired me was the fact that from 15 years old, I started my own business, and this was like the most funniest thing. Like when I tell people, they don't believe it. But there was this time my dad came, and when he usually comes to Belize, he just gives us a little bit of money. He has 3 princesses, and he gives us this money, and I'm like, you know what? He brought everything I wanted, so what do I do with this $30? Keep in mind, my family has bosses, but like we're not really close to say, oh, I want to be like this, I want to be like that. So, you know, I went right there and I go buy a lipack of sweet, dashing some chamoy, carry that SCA go sell. For 2 weeks, I had my bag packed up with sweets and what's not. Then summer came, and I just loved the feeling of being my own boss. And I'm like, I'm a type of female that I'm not sure why, but I don't really connect with friends and what's not. So multiple times I find myself in situations whereby I listen to people talk, and sometimes they judge because they're like, oh, you're doing too much, or they just don't have the same mentality as me. And I sit back and I'm like, if you guys only knew how much you could express yourself, how much more you could do for yourself. So I saw the pageant as a perfect opportunity to just encourage, to just encourage young people, men and women, to be your own boss, to get out of this norm that our country has for us that, oh, as you come out of high school, go find a job. No. Explore and get on your feet and try to test out your options. I'm not saying that entrepreneurship is for everybody, and I'm not saying that a 9-to-5 is wrong, but try to explore your options, because being a boss is an amazing feeling.
Yeah. Well, for me, my advocacy is increasing the voices of children. The reason I decided to do this advocacy, sorry, I'll take a more sad turn to this. I've had so many people in my life that have, or friends that have been raped or been hurt, and they didn't have no one to tell. Like, the people that are supposed to protect you aren't there for them. And thankfully, I have a mother that I had the space. So I was able to take up space in my family to speak. So, but they didn't have that. And so I feel like by giving children the voice from the beginning, to allowing them to take up space, it will lessen the cases of rape or abuse, because they'll know to speak up. They'll know that they have a person that will listen to them and that will make sure that whatever problems they're feeling or whatever troubles they're having, that they will work together with them for. So that's the reason I decided to work on this advocacy. And honestly, I really hope that if I get to be the next Miss Rural Queen of the Bay, that I'm able to reach kids and truly inspire them and inspire parents and the people that are supposed to protect us to truly make a difference. Don't tell children that they're supposed to be silent, seen and not heard. You are pushing them in a space that they're just going to suffer in silence, and you never know the true pain that these children are going through. So that's why I'm pushing, and I'm really hoping that I can make a difference in our society.
This is going to be a tough judging process. Let's hear you, Aisha.
All right, so my advocacy focuses on mental health awareness, not just with youth, but with other people. So having suffering some mental health issues myself, and having people in my family, a lot of my friends, and other individuals that I may not know of, I know that mental health has taken a big toll on the country of Belize, within the youth and within older people, because it's not spoken of about enough. We're not educated enough about it. I only recently started discovering and knowing about my own mental health issues and others. And it's sad that, it is somewhat spoken of in school, but that's not what it's referred to as. So when I started, finding out about mental health issues, about some of the ones that I have and that some people in my life also share, it was kind of difficult in having to do that self-research and also being able to identify others and finding out the reason that I may think the way that I do or do certain things that I do. So I just wanted to kind of shed light on this topic, maybe inspire new conversations about mental health, have people become aware of the different mental health issues, have them be aware that having negative or more negative mental health issues isn't necessarily a bad thing. And there are ways to cope. There is positive and negative mental health, and in just finding the differences between them, I just wanted to kind of, inspire conversations about this. Maybe even talk to children or have this be a topic in school or taken more seriously, because a lot of the things in the country, such as something big in the country, crime rates, murder rates, it's a lot of people out there that aren't, I won't say not okay mentally, but are dealing with their own things, are struggling with their own things. Everybody has their own battles, but it's in finding a way to cope, or a positive way to cope at that. So I just, wanted to shed some light on this.
All right, well, thank you so much. Well, ladies, this has been a great conversation. I wish we had more time to really touch on some of the segments that we can expect. But Queen Kendall, I'll give you the opportunity to have our viewers know where to be this weekend, what date, what time, and of course, what they can expect, just a little bit from the pageant.
Well, this weekend there will be Miss Belize Rural Pageant at Tobal Auditorium. 7 p.m. in Ladyville. Guys, be there. There'll be a tons of excitement. Come and watch these ladies do their best and who will be my next successor.
And I mean, if you heard them just now, Paul, you already know that it's going to be
tough.
Quite a challenging judging process. We have beauty and brains here, and I have to say congratulations to each one of you in advance, because as we mentioned, you're all queens, but also congratulations to the committee for selecting such an amazing delegation this year. So all the best. All right, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we wrap things up.
What if I told you that your singing talent can earn you $10,000? And what if I told you that you can stop singing in the shower and sing live on one of the biggest stages in Belize?
Let's go! I'm gonna love you forever.
Still not sold? Well, what if I told you with all that's offered, you can attract fans and supporters from all over the country? So, are you ready to be part of the most exciting singing competition in Belize? It's time for KTV The Remix, Season 6. Auditions will take place on Saturday, June 1st and Sunday, June 2nd. So mark your calendars and come show us how good you are. This is your chance to make it big and win big. KTV The Remix, Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
The Mega Bingo Progressive Jackpot is going up. This Wednesday, May 29th, you can win $442,525. All that cash might have your name on it, and it can change your life. So you don't want to miss your chance to get in the game. Make sure to get your tickets and tune into the next show airing on Channel 5 and Love FM at 8 p.m. Or catch the game online on Facebook or YouTube. Just search for Belize Mega Bingo. This is the chance of a lifetime, so don't miss it. The jackpot can be yours. And remember, Mega Bingo is the game.
My name is Leomar Langsert, and I'm a teacher, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer with these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
Welcome back, guys, and thanks for sticking with us. Where's Paul?
Hey,
Paul, what are you doing up there? Paul, Paul looks like he's coming to us from what would have been a nightclub back in the day.
Yes,
How much are the beers over there?
A break over there at the first bar Belize ever had.
Yeah,
wonderful
like 50 cents per
experience.
beer.
Yes, but I'm back now.
All right.
And we're wrapping up.
And we're wrapping up. And of course, we want to say thank you to all of our guests who stopped by this morning, but an even special thank you to you guys for tuning in with us. It is Tuesday, May the 28th, and if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to ya. And if you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@channel5police.com. You can also catch us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram for behind-the-scenes comments, like what just took place over there at OIE Belize. Thank you so much for joining us, and please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow as you open your eyes.
And start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Tuesday.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.